Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul. This is It's a Camping Thing, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the Quechua 2 seconds easy tent from Decathlon. I'm going to be giving you my 8 reasons why I believe that you should go out and purchase this tent right now, as well as giving you 2 reasons why I believe maybe there's better alternatives out there. And stay tuned because I will be showing you a new product which I've purchased for my camping adventures in the near future. It's an incredible pleasure to be outside today. The bluebells are out, spring is in bloom. Oh, it makes you feel good to be alive, it really does. Lots of colour out here. But we're here to talk about tents, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you a tent. Now, I must stress that the tent in this video, the Quechua 2 seconds easy, I purchased with my own money, and all the opinions I've accumulated over it over the last year are mine and mine alone. This video isn't paid or sponsored by anybody to show this particular tent. Neither Quechua or Decathlon know that I'm even making this video, or probably even know that I even exist. I like Quechua tents because I like the functionality, I like their modern design, and I've used them ever since the Quechua Air Seconds 4.1 Fresh and Black, and I use the Quechua 3XL tent. And yes, if another manufacturer brings out another tent that I like, of course I'll buy it. Of course I'll have a look and maybe even review it one day. But yes, there we go. So I'm going to join you back at the garden. I'll see you there soon. Well, that was a little while ago in my local woods, and I just had to share it with you. Those bluebells were just awesome. They're not around for very long, and yeah, they were very, very beautiful. But in this video, we're here to talk about tents, and the tent in this video we're talking about is the Quechua 2 seconds easy, fresh and black. And the reason why I'm stipulating that is because there is a non-fresh and black version also available, which is a little bit cheaper. But here we're talking about the fresh and black version, the one with all the bells and whistles on. And here it is. In its pack size, it measures 59 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters and weighs 4.7 kilograms, which means, for those of you thinking that it's going to be a great wall camping tent, I would probably say no, because it's a little bit on the heavy side. And as you can see, it's a little bit on the bulky side. You are definitely going to know about this if you're going to be carrying this on your back. Right, this video is about the 8 reasons why I believe that you should go out and purchase this tent, and the 2 reasons why I believe it's probably not the tent for you. So the first reason why I think that you should purchase this tent is setting up, because it's in the name, 2 seconds easy. It's not going to, it'd be a miracle if you can get this up in 2 seconds. Probably more like 2 minutes, but it's still great. Now, the reason why I'm saying this at the very beginning is because imagine the fact that your campsite is 200, 300, possibly 400 miles away. When you get to your location, you're going to get tired. You're going to be tired. You just want to set your location up, your tent, throw your stuff in, and just have a good night's sleep. Now, you get a bigger tent, you're going to be faffing around for a while. You've got to put your bedding in, you've got to get all set up. It takes a little while. With this tent being only 2 minutes to set up max, it's a doddle. It's an absolute doddle. And I'm going to show you how I set this tent up. First things first, obviously, get out its bag. The stuff sack on here is actually very good quality. I really like this tent in that respect. So, empty it out, place our bag to one side. Then we just need to pull out the 4 corners, and then we'll peg a couple of them down. And then this is the really, really ingenious part, because we have 2 pull cords. Hold the base. Go around to the side. hold the base. So there's a little ring, hold on that, and then pull. And we got a few guidelines to put in place as well. So we've got a little bit of a toggle there. Put that inside. And there we go. That's just an example of how quick and easy it is to set up the Quechua 2 seconds easy, fresh and black. It really is an absolute doddle. Yes, it seems like a novelty value. Having those ropes that you pull through, those cords that you pull through, it does feel like a sort of inverted umbrella design, but it is incredibly quick and simple to set up. I think anyone could do this. And that is why I believe you should go out and purchase this tent right now. And that leads me nicely onto my second reason why I think you should go and purchase this tent right now. The setting up is a doddle, but in a different way, because there's no poles. Poles that you thread through the tent just feels so 20th century. This feels modern. It feels like a modern version on the tent theme. And I like that. I like the innovation that's been put into this tent. And it's not an air beam tent either, because air beam tents are great. I use them myself. You may have seen them on this channel before. But there's one big drawback with them, and that's this. The pump is huge. And let's face it, you're gonna get to your campsite, you can inflate your tent, it's gonna be up, and that's the last time you're gonna be seeing this. You're gonna be using this, it's gonna be rolling around your boot or your back seat, and it gets in the way. It's big, it's bulky, where are you gonna put it? That's the drawback with an air beam tent. Poles just seem, I don't know, a little bit outdated. Yes, I understand the fact that when you're gonna be going wild camping, you need to cut that weight down, and they are essential in that process. But this is a campsite camping tent, and this just feels great. It feels modern. The innovation is just awesome, and it's just nice to be able to be in a tent that's been well thought out. And that's my second reason why I believe that you should go and purchase this tent right now. And my third reason why I believe that you should go and purchase this tent right now, this is a great point, is the fresh and black feature. Because this white exterior, it's going to reflect a lot of that harsh midday sunlight. And there's nothing worse than getting into a tent and wanting to have an afternoon nap and have it feel like you're crawling into a greenhouse. You're just not going to get a good quality sleep at all. So this fresh and black system on the outside is white. It's going to reflect a lot of the heat of the day. And when you get into the tent, that's when the magic really happens. And as you can see, the sun has come out, clear blue sky. Well, we got a little cloud, but that's really not much to talk about. But the grass is glowing green with all the sunshine. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. But we want to get some sleep. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut down this door. The other one's already closed. Bring the other zip down. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what the blackout bedroom is all about. Because yes, of course, there's going to be some light leakage from either down the sides, down there. And a camera is a little bit different to the human eyes. The dynamic range on a camera is different to your human eyes, but this is pretty close. I'm looking at the back of the GoPro Hero 9, and it looks similar. I can see all this red up here, and then obviously there's a green glow from the grass that's catching the light, and then all that light's bouncing back up. You can actually see the mechanism in there. It looks like a big spider or something in there. But yeah, you can see the mechanism for which the tent is put up. And yeah, as I say, there is a little bit of light leakage, but it's nothing really. I say it may as well be almost the middle of the night. Very dark in here compared to outside. So again, I'll show you the fact that, yes, it is a bright, sunny day. It really is a marvellous feature, this blackout bedroom. Whoa, bright. And there you go. The sun is most definitely out. It's almost like daylight, night time. Wow, when you shut the door, it is. And my fourth good reason as to why I believe that you should purchase this tent right now is 2 doors. 2 doors, yes. It is a 2-person tent, admittedly, of course. And 1 person will sleep this side and 1 person this side. And of course, you've got an entrance and an exit for each person. That is great. However, if you're traveling on your own, maybe you're at a campsite with a fantastic view. Imagine this isn't my garden. Imagine this is mountains or a lake. You know, maybe you've got a stream running by, or I don't know, maybe more mountains on this side, maybe a few geese flying overhead, that sort of thing. You've got that vantage point, you've got that viewpoint where you can see a large proportion of your surroundings outside, and that is a fantastic feature. The other part I like about having 2 doors is ventilation, because having both doors open right now is allowing a lot of air to come through the tent, like a stream of air. Now, when you're packing away, sometimes you're going to get some condensation, which is going to make your tent smelly if you leave it packed away afterwards. So when you're packing away, open both doors if it's a nice day like this, and then that air will come through, get rid of all that nasty condensation, job done. So yeah, having 2 doors is my 4th reason as to why I believe you should purchase this tent right now. Come on, off we go. I'm just going to interrupt this video for a brief moment. So if you have found this video in any way helpful, maybe even entertaining, please consider leaving a like, dropping a comment, and subscribing to the channel and clicking on the little bell icon to be notified of all future video releases. I can't tell you how much it does help the channel moving forward to make better and better content in the future. Thank you very much for your time, and back to me in the garden. And my 5th reason why I believe that you should go and purchase this tent right now, I've had to go on Decathlon's website and print off, because this tent, you're reading this, Buster, for me, yeah? This tent has an eco design. Now, thanks to its, can you pronounce that? Can you pronounce that? It says G-R-E-I-G-E. I'll put it on screen. I can't pronounce it. And dope dyeing process, 50% of its weight is eco design, meaning this tent is kinder to the environment. Do you hear that? This tent is kind to the environment, bless it. Which is a good thing, you know, we all need to do our bit. So my 6th reason why I think that you should go and purchase this tent right now is the fact it's sturdy, really, really sturdy. To be honest with you, this tent has really, what are you doing? I ain't got no more, I ain't. This tent is incredibly sturdy. We have actually had some strong winds with it. And I thought, well, this thing's gonna go. And it didn't. It stood up really, really well. You're pushing me notes away. You are. I've got no more. You little creep, ain't you? No, Buster, I've not got any more bickies. So yeah, this tent is rather sturdy. Now, Quechua say on their website, I'm quoting from their website, I'm reading over, Buster, it has resisted winds of 50 kilometers an hour, that's 31 miles an hour, which is 4.6, validated in wind tunnels on a rotating plate. Now, I've had this tent up on rather strong winds, and I don't mean, no, I don't mean that sort of wind. I mean like, that sort of wind. Yes, I can make sounds of wind, Buster. But yeah, it's always felt sturdy, and I've got full. You having a meal by licking my arm now? He's in a very licky mood today, folks. So yeah, it's very, very sturdy. I've been very impressed with it in that respect. I suppose the complaint I've had about it with its width, maybe that wouldn't have been so good with the wind. But as I say, I've had this tent up with some strong winds, and it stood up really well. So I'm really happy with that in that respect. And my 7th reason why I believe you should go and purchase this tent right now is price, because this tent currently retails for £119.99, which I believe represents fantastic value for money. Now, if that's a little bit expensive for your taste, there is a cheaper version about without the fresh and black feature. and that currently retails for $89.99. Both very good, very reasonably priced. Believe you me, folks, I've purchased more expensive tents, paid a lot more for a lot less features. So yes, I think it represents fantastic value for money, and I think that's why you should go out and purchase this tent right now. And finally, we come to my 8th reason why I believe you should buy the Quechua 2 Seconds Easy Fresh and Black tent, and that is headroom. Obviously, I'm not talking about standing up in, because you can't do that in here. However, when you're laying down and you're 5'10", in some tents, they begin to taper up, literally the very second they leave the ground towards the ceiling. Now, in this tent, I'm 5'10", bear that in mind, 5'10", this tent is 205 centimetres long. So you see there's a little bit of clearance between my head and the wall, probably about, what, half an inch, maybe 1.5 centimetres. But if we go down the bottom end of the tent, you can see that I've got plenty of clearance. Now, this clearance is in part down to the walls at either end. We've got one down there and one down there, and you can see they actually lift vertically. So this is the ground sheet, and then it goes up and it's vertical. So if you've got a deep pad, like a 3 or 4 inches pad, you're not going to be affected by any sort of tapering with this at all. You could use a nice thick airbed, have a nice comfy night's sleep. Brilliant, absolutely wonderful. And as I say, that's at both ends. So if you want to do top and tails with your partner, then great, you've got the room to do it. Now at one end you've got a pocket here, and you've got another pocket up here, so you can put your keys, wallet, phone, purse, whatever. And then at the other end, you've just got the one pocket. There's nothing there, but it's a fantastic feature having these vertical walls. It means that people who are a little bit taller are not going to be having a night's sleep where they can feel the fly sheet waking them up because it's rubbing against their forehead. I love this feature. And now, unfortunately, we come to the very first bad point about this tent. The first thing that actually disappointed me about this tent, and maybe a reason why you may want to look at another tent as an alternative, and that is no included or optional footprint that's designed specifically for the footprint of this tent. Now, what do I mean by footprint? It's basically something like a tarpaulin, piece of waterproof material that you place on the ground before you put your tent down. You peg that out. And if you get one that's designed specifically for it, that means it includes the whole area, the vestibules and the sleeping area. And I did get one included with my Nature Hike Cloud Peak too, and that was fantastic. It just adds a little bit more protection in case maybe there's a stone on the ground that I haven't seen, maybe a peg been left over. That could potentially puncture the underside of my tent. More so, rain. We get a lot of rain in this country. The other day we had a lot of rain, and that moisture is going to be in the ground. When you put your tent on it, that moisture is going to accumulate on the bottom of your tent. Now, the unique design feature of this tent, this sort of contraption where you pull on these cords, is fantastic. But the trouble is with that, you can't take the fly off. You can't take the material, the nylon or whatever material you want to call it, off. You can't take it off and throw it over your washing line and let it dry out, because you need the tent to be dry before you store it away. Otherwise, you're going to get mold and all sorts of horrible smells on your tent. Not advisable. So it's very hard to dry this tent. So realistically, I would love to see Quechua bring out a purposely designed footprint for this tent, because if this gets wet, I could hook that over a washing line. It can get dry, great. It's not foolproof, believe you me. I've had footprints before. You put them on the ground, there's a little bit of moisture on the tent, on the base of the tent, but not as much as if you use one of these first. As I say, drying with this is a bit of a downer with the mechanism inside the tent. But, you know, yeah, unfortunately, that's my first bad point about this tent. The fact that it doesn't come with an included footprint that's designed specifically for this tent. And my second reason why I believe that there are better alternatives available is the width and the storage space in this tent. I'm going to demonstrate the best way I can on my own. So there you go, there's my feet near the bottom of the tent, as you can see there. As you can see, I'm pretty close to the edge there. So here I am here. There's not a lot of room up here either, so I can't put any storage up the top there. And then we move over, imagining I'm the second person in this tent. As you can see, I'm near the edge again. I'm down there. And then, hello, person number 2. So, yes, as you can see, there's not a lot of room because my feet are near one end, my head's near the other. Where am I going to store my food, my clothes, my boots, that sort of thing? Where am I going to store it? Now, there are 2 vestibules, but as you can see, they're not that big either because there's my hand for size. Again, where are you going to store all this gear? Now, in the tent itself, there are a few pockets, admittedly. At one end, you've got one pocket just here. There's nothing there. And then we come all the way over here. On this side, we've got a pocket there. And then a little bit higher up, we've got another pocket there. And then we've got this sort of washing line, if you like, with a hook that you can use. But again, it's only small amounts. So my question is, if you're going to be going with somebody else, where are you going to store your gear? You've got to think about it. Are you going to be living out of your car? Is that something that appeals to you? Are you going to be putting your clothes, food and all that in the car? That, to me, doesn't appeal, which for me, in this tent, realistically, it's more designed for one person because I want to put those stuff with me in my tent. I don't want to keep going backwards and forwards to my car. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my second reason why maybe there are better alternatives than this tent. It's great in many respects, but I just wish it was just a fraction bit, maybe 10 centimetres wider. That's all it needs to be. And that brings me to the conclusion of the Quechua 2 Seconds Easy Fresh and Black. Now, let me just stress the fact that all opinions are subjective. My opinions may differ from yours, and that's perfectly okay. We're all entitled to our opinions. These are just mine. And again, I'm not paid for this video at all in any way, shape or form. So let's get the other thing out of the way, because no tent is perfect. This is not the one-size-all-fit tent. This is not a wild camping tent. It's heavy, 4.7 kilos. The pack size is quite big. And also as well, if you're going to be taking this tent wild camping, you're going to want to be a little bit on the discreet side. With the white exterior, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. It is a campsite camping tent. Now, it is a 2-person tent. You can fit 2 people in there. Yes, you can. Of course you can. But you're going to be snug as a bug in a rug. Realistically, I think this is more a 1-person camping tent in a campsite. And I think if I was going to be going with somebody else, then I would go for the new version. There is a 3-person version of this tent with a very similar mechanism for setting up. So I'd go for that if you're going to be going with somebody else. And now I haven't purchased that tent. I have no opinions on it. But yes, I would always go for a tent with more people than what I was actually taking with me. So if 2 people were going, I'd go for a 3-person tent, just to give me somewhere to store all my gear, my clothes, my food, that sort of thing. So yeah, on the whole, I think the Quechua 2 Seconds Easy is a fantastic tent. If you're going alone, brilliant, go get it right now. Still great for 2 people as well. I think it's a great find. Yes, of course, my opinions have changed the more times I've used it, and it's sturdy. It's got a lot of features out there that a lot of tents that are more expensive just don't have. So for that, I highly recommend it. And this is what I had to show you. This is my K2 Explorer kayak. I'll just show you a little bit more detail. So it does come with a kayak paddle, and I've got my leash. So if I do lose it in the water, then it won't go astray. The one thing I don't like about it is it does seem to be a little bit of play. I don't know if you can hear that, but it seems to be a bit of play in the shaft. Yeah, so I'm not 100% impressed with that, but we shall see. Now the kayak itself, I've got a rope on the front, and when I get to shore I can tie it up around a rock or something. And then you've got the seat here, and then I've got my wild camping gear in here. Yeah, there we go. And there's still a little bit of room down there, so I'm going to use that for like a 2-litre water bottle. It's only the second time I've actually had it up, so I haven't really tried it out for size. So I've got my boots on, and let's just see. So there we go, folks. There's my 8 reasons why I believe that you should go and purchase the Quechua 2 Seconds Easy Fresh and Black tent from Decathlon, and a couple of reasons why maybe there's better alternatives out there. Now, I must stress again, like I said at the beginning of this video, that these opinions are just mine and mine alone. No one's paid or sponsored me to make this video. No one, not even Quechua or Decathlon, know that I'm even making this video. It is just done because I purchased this tent. I love the features and benefits this tent offers, and maybe it might be something that you're looking forward to and can benefit from on your adventures. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. I love this bit between the 2 trees. I want to thank you very much for watching. It is an honor and a privilege to make these videos on YouTube. And yes, if you have found this video in any way helpful, please consider liking, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel, clicking on the little bell icon to be notified of all future video releases. And now I'm going to enjoy the rest of this beautiful sunshine because it is a gorgeous day. These bluebells are just awesome. Thanks, folks. Have a great day. See you soon.